The clerk will read H.R. 970. H.R. 970.
House Resolution 970 by Representative Kendrick of the 93rd, Smiley of the 135th, Thomas of the 56th, Stevens of the 164th, and Bodie of the 62nd, recognizing and commending Rodney Sampson on his outstanding community service and for other purposes.
The chair recognizes Representative Kendrick to introduce our very special guests.
Good morning, colleagues. I have the pleasure of representing my co-chair for the first ever Georgia Blacks in Tech Policy Conference, Mr. Rodney Sampson. He's a company builder with 2 exits, venture investor, selective advisor, 4-time published author, and experienced authority of the evolution of the innovation, entrepreneurship, and investment ecosystem for all. And he happens to be a very good friend. He currently serves as chairman and CEO at Opportunity Hub, an inclusive ecosystem building platform. And from October 2015 to December 2017, he served as partner of Tech Square Labs. Rodney previously served as the first head of diversity at Mark Burnett Productions, executive producers of the hit ABC show ABC's Shark Tank. In 2010, Sampson was consecrated as a bishop in the International Bishops' Conference of the Old Holy Catholic Church. He resides in Atlanta, Georgia, with his lovely wife, who is over to my right, and to his children. So please help me welcome Rodney Sampson.
Good morning, Chairman Pro Tem Jones, this esteemed body, and all that are here today. I wish you a Georgia good morning. To all those who made today possible, State Representative Kendrick, Dean Smyer, State Representative Abel Mabel Thomas, Chairman Stevens, Representative William Bodie, Chairman, get that right. I hear that's an inside thing here. Chairman Setzler and Chairman Watson, thank you. And of course, to my wife of nearly 20 years, our 6 children in absentia, parents, family, friends, business partners, and clients, thank you for the opportunity to serve. Okay. A little bit about myself for context, and I'll get to the point. I'm a proud Georgian and native of Atlanta, Georgia, Southwest Atlanta. Educated in the Atlanta Public Schools, Collier Heights Elementary and Frederick Douglass High School. From there, matriculated to Tulane University, then to Penn State College of Medicine, and then to Keller Graduate School. All of my life, I've been exposed to technology and its possibilities. I received my first computer in elementary school thanks to my parents and grandparents. If you remember, that's when you saved your code on a cassette tape, and if you played it back, it kind of reminded you of a DJ from the 80s scratching, or like Georgia's own Little John. In 2000, I co-founded my first technology startup on the campus of Georgia Tech with my co-founders. We went on to sell that business, and I went on to start 3 more and sold another one. I've published 4 books, including Kingonomics, 12 Innovative Currencies to Transforming Your Business and Life, inspired by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The thesis was simple, which is the point of today: providing early and quality access to technology opportunities in the innovation economy can disrupt poverty and the wealth gap. I know we hear a lot about the word poverty and the wealth gap, but I want to give you some statistics specific to that. In Metro Atlanta, we are one of the top metros for income inequality in the country, and that contributes to poverty and the wealth gap. According to the United States Census Bureau, the average net worth of a white American family in America today, average, is $140,000+. Asian American family is $100,000. Latinx American family, $13,000. And an African American family, $11,000. About the cost of a good funeral, but not the one with all the bells and whistles and the coach. Everything we do and everything you do in this chamber, you should ask the question, does it disrupt poverty and the wealth gap in this country for all? Today, the fastest way to disrupt income inequality, poverty, and the wealth gap is to prepare citizens that are poor and from socially disadvantaged communities to get a high-demand job in tech. Start a high-growth, well-funded technology startup company, or have the opportunity, like as a part of Invest Georgia exemption, the opportunity to invest in these types of alternative investment opportunities. For the first time in history, multi-generational wealth and true freedom can be created with no reliance on pre-existing multi-generational wealth. This is the way forward, I believe, for Georgia. But for some of the communities that I mentioned, guess what? Less than 2% of African Americans and Latinx Americans are represented in tech. Well, let's talk about some of the solutions in the time that I have remaining. Today in Georgia, there are over 20,000 open and unfulfilled computing jobs, representing an economic opportunity to the state of approximately $1.6 billion annually. This doesn't even include the cybersecurity jobs. We have a responsibility to train all of our citizens that want careers in the innovation economy in our K through 12, in our technical schools, in our colleges and universities, but also in accelerated educational opportunities. I believe that if Georgia puts forth an effort to train its citizens and its poorest citizens, that's how we get Amazon. One other thing before I close. Capital is the #1 accelerator of small business in the state. And I want to encourage our great state and this great body to launch the largest startup pitch competition in the world to attract capital to Georgia as well. And I also want to encourage this body to work to allocate a portion of the $100 million of the Invest Georgia fund of funds to minority funds so that that money can make it into the hands of young people and mature people with ideas. Tax strategy, real quickly. The last tax bill, if you don't know, federal, provided a little-known legislation called the Investing in Opportunity Act, where investors who could sell or invest in companies could get a 10-year capital gains tax removed in opportunity zones. Only the governor of any state can designate a zone. Let's urge our governor to do that. I'll wrap up with Amazon. There's a lot of talk in the state about Amazon and the 50,000 jobs it could bring. If we want Amazon, let's make a commitment to train the technology talent that Amazon is going to demand. And let's make sure that everyone has the opportunity to participate. Remember, startups today account for nearly all net new job creation. As a state, let's make Georgia the startup capital, not just of the South, but of this nation and this world. A former colleague of this body said, "Is it good for the people?" But he went on to ask the question, is it good for all the people? Thank you for listening.